As we have the start list up now for semi-final number 2, it is Canada, USA, New Zealand, Ireland, France and Switzerland.
So on the far side, the Tokyo Olympians finished 12th in that, Jill Moffat and Jen Casson. Wonder if they've been listening to Taylor Swift warming up. Michelle Setcher in the bow seat furthest away from us. Mary Jones put into the boat by Josie Verdonkschot, the Dutch chief coach who coaches this boat, coached 2 lightweight women's doubles to gold medals in the Olympics. Jackie Kiddle in the stroke seat with a new partner, Shannon Cox up in the bows. Well, the world bronze medalist Aoife Casey on the right of the picture, daughter to Dominic, their coach, Margaret Crayman in the stroke seat. There are the Olympic silver medalists, Laura Tarantola on the left, Claire Beauvais on the right in the stroke seat. Sorry, that was the other way round, actually. Frederique Roll in the stroke seat of the Swiss double, Pat Mertz behind her. All these women's doubles have done such a great job to get in this AB semi-final. Now they've got to go again to get that Olympic qualifying. Just a reminder, the first 3 go through to the final and will qualify their boats for the Paris Olympics.
But there's only 7 places up for grabs, so you don't want to be in that B final. Do it today if you possibly can.
And get a decent lane as well.
Well, again, a very smooth start from these women's lightweight doubles. It's only what you would expect. They all scull so well. They will all have weighed in at 57 kilos average, 59 kilos maximum. They'll have done that not more than 2 hours, not less than 1 hour before the race. And here they go, sculling away from the start.
This American double really strong in the second half of the race. We saw them race in the earlier heats and the quarters, and they've got a really useful race profile. So if you're watching this in the States, you don't need to worry. I'm sure the Americans will come through. Brave start by the French. Tarantola and Beauvais gone out early, as again we've said countless times the crews on this side have had to do.
Yeah, we've seen fast-starting crews in lane 5 and 6, but they've really suffered in the last part of the race. Will be interesting to see if this very experienced outfit from France, Tarantola and Beauvais, manage to keep themselves in the race. But the Canadians just chucking up maybe narrowly with the lead, but the Americans off to their right-hand side in lane 2 are going to have something to say in this race. But I'm pretty impressed with the work that Cox and Kittle have been doing this week from New Zealand. We've seen that they haven't perhaps been on the form, certainly for Kittle, that we're used to seeing, and so it's great that they found a combination that's starting to find its way now. Can they make it through into the A final? Yeah,
Zoe McBride was, of course, in that double in 2019, and they struggled to find a combination. Jackie Kittle was with Rachel Kennedy last year, didn't really perform in the double. Now Shannon Cox, the skier and policewoman, has come into the boat. Lane 5, you can see, is the French. They are leading. Fantastic effort for them. I can't help but think they're going to struggle in the latter stages. New Zealand right in there. On the far side, the Americans, who've got this tremendous race profile, just moving slowly through. What does Josie Verdonkschot do to his lightweight women's doubles? The man's a master.
Yeah, well, the American pairing over there on the far side have eased their way up towards the lead position. Very interesting that they did make that crew change, bringing Mary Jones in after pressing the British so hard at Varese, but it looks like it's working for them here. Yeah,
well, I was talking to Jose, and he said, you know, it's not necessarily for Hook Molly Reckford in the quad, you know, that you can be a better rower in the women's openweight quad and then maybe come back into the double, having learnt next year. His double selection's open for next year. He's got Sophia Lewis in the lightweight women's single really trucking, and it's a really competitive boat for the Americans. The French still up there in a qualifying position. Wow.
Yeah, French Olympic silver medalists over here, as you say, Beauvais and Tarantola, so experienced in lane 5, but have they done the same pattern as everyone else? Got up there early, taken the race on, and now they're going to struggle here. I'm interested in how the Irish are going to do as well. Another Irish crew, again in lane 4, again in with a shot, but will they be able to get up to these 3 leaders?
The Canadians have managed now to get their bow back into the lead. They are the leading crew, but look, here come New Zealand starting to challenge from the middle of the course. I thought the Americans were on the move and were on their way to take the lead, but they've been pushed back and now passed by this new Kiwi combination.
I think if you remember the profile of the Irish lightweight women's double, Aoife Casey and Margaret Cremen, they really do come on in the second half of the course. That's where they won their bronze medal at the Worlds last year. The 2 women from University College Cork and Skibbereen really, really moving now. They're in 5th place, but they're in touch. France have dropped back to 4th. Canadians in the lead, the New Zealanders, they really loose out forward, don't they? Really rowing well.
No, they are rowing well, loose out forward, even in these difficult conditions. It's going to be very hard for the Swiss. We can see they're going to struggle here. But what about that boat number 4 from Ireland? They're easing their way back into this picture. You said it, Martin. They'll need a very big third quarter, a very big second 1,000, but they're definitely not out of it. The French went out so early. They've now lost those leading 3 positions. Will it just be the 3 on the far side, or will the Irish manage to push in?
Kiwis looking masterful in that lane number 3. This is the best I've seen them row in this World Championship series of races. You can see them there. Doesn't quite look as loose as it did from the side shot, but nice and long.
No surprise there. It's a great big headwind, Martin. So it looks easy for us sitting here in this commentary position, for people sitting at home watching these pictures. But you know just how hard those New Zealanders are digging to get in that position. But the Americans are going with them. The Canadians are going with them, Sarah.
Look at this push from Canada up on the far side. They're down on 34 strokes per minute, but they're one of the fastest moving boats on the course. That is a huge push there from the Canadians with that much lower strike rate. I'm guessing that, much like the British we were talking about previously, perhaps they've got a bit of a harder gearing than the other crews. But these 3 boats look locked together on the far side of the course. But how tight is this race? I think this is one of the closest races we've had today.
Well, Jill Moffat in the bow seat of that Canadian boat took a look to her right. She could see she's level with those bow balls. She's looking to get away, but will the Irish be able to come back? They're going to need a very big last 500 here. Could the French possibly come back in, or is it just between these 3?
Dominic Casey, the coach of the Irish lightweight women's double, watching on his bike, and Aoife Casey's mum watching in the stands. Lane number 4
the Irish
are coming, and are the Americans vulnerable?
I think the Irish are coming. I think the Americans could be under some pressure here.
Mary Jones and Miss Elsetcher, they had a great second half in all the races I've watched them, but the Irish are moving, and it's so slow at the moment. What do you think, Sarah?
It looks to me like the Kiwis are keeping the pressure on the Canadians. The Canadians keep moving and moving and responding to that push. These 3 crews surely can see the Irish. We look at the Swiss there, but they're out of this race. It is between these 4 boats for the qualifying position. There's 300 metres to go. Canada are back in the lead. The Kiwis coming for them. This is a great news story for the New Zealanders looking ahead to Paris.
I think, Sarah, the story is between the 3rd and 4th place. Will Ireland get through America? America have responded to this Irish push. The Irish really don't have much left in the course. There's probably about 150 metres to go. I think Canada are looking good there. New Zealand are looking good. It's all about the 3rd place, and Ireland are still coming.
And Ireland is the shot from the grandstand. It sounds like there are hundreds of Irish supporters. Ireland are moving through the Americans, and they're coming back to the front of the field.
I don't think they are. I don't think the Irish are going to get this now. The Americans desperately hanging on. It's a big headwind. There's still about 75 metres to the line. Still anyone's goal for this 3rd qualifying place.
You're right, Greg. The Americans are in 3rd place. The Irish challenge, I think, has slightly evaporated. Canada will take the win in this semi-final. New Zealand will take 2nd place. It's too little too late. Agonising for the Irish double. They just miss out. The Americans grab that 3rd place. What an exciting race we saw there. France, the Olympic silver medalists, come across in 5th place. The Swiss in 6th. And, well, I thought the Irish were going to do it. I kind of think I wanted them to do it too much, Greg.
Yeah, no, we saw the Irish men's pair do it from lane 4. It's tough out there. Those conditions are definitely helping the crews on the left, but fantastic for the Americans to hold off that challenge from that Irish double. They will go through to the B final where there's only one place up for grabs. You can imagine how tense that's going to be. Great performance from the New Zealanders, Cox and Kiddle. Great scull from there, and the Americans, gosh, they're going to be hurting, but they held on. They dug deep when they needed to. Great performance from them.
And John Boltby, the former executive secretary of World Rowing, who's here now, the Australian, he's just showed me the chart which no crews from lane 5 and 6 have qualified for the semis, which is kind of sad in a way, isn't it?
But it is also, we've got to remember, it's been reseeded that the fastest crews are over on the far side. 5 and 6 are the slowest qualifiers, so even if it is unfair conditions, which we're unsure about, they are the slowest qualifiers. So perhaps we wouldn't expect them to be going through. Hard to know.
Good shout, Sarah.